Here we are for the second episode of Rising of the Shield Hero, Season 3. And honestly, I gotta say, just 2 episodes in, and this is already a really good season. I mean, we had some really good fights and, you know, of course, establishing a story in the first episode. And this one was pretty much fights the whole episode, which, I mean, that's a good thing. But it also progressed the story as well. We learned about this luscious femme fatale, if you will, that was on the theme song. And it was like, interesting, you know, okay, all right. I had said that she would become part of the Shield Heroes team because you kind of can tell where she's in the theme song and in the one panel where they're at the village. And I was like, wait a minute. See, she seems like trouble. How in the world is she going to be part of the team? Because, you know, she tries to like get her drink on, if you will. And it seemed like she tried to kind of drug Naofumi at one point in this episode. And then even Naofumi was thinking when they got ambushed that it was her doing, but she was like, nah, this one ain't me. But come to find out, she goes from this form to this. So this is the whale that I was wondering in the theme song. I'm like, the one panel where it showed Raphtalia riding on a whale or a killer whale or dolphin. I was like, wait, where did this animal come from? There it is. There it is. But I will say we were able to clue in and figure that out. Didn't realize that this was the whale. And the fact that she's a demi-human and from the village that Raphtalia is from. Which was actually pretty interesting because the fact of the matter is she was doing the exact same thing that Naofumi is trying to do. Get up money and buy all the demi-humans and people from the village. Now, through her, I assume, spy network, she had known that Naofumi was actually doing the fights to make money. I thought she kind of knew, one, that he was the shield hero, and two, that why he was trying to get the money, because she whispered it in the beginning of their fight that that's what he was trying to do. But apparently she didn't realize why he was trying to do it. To try to purchase, basically to do the same thing that she is trying to do. So it made for an awkward fight because here she is trying to fight them, realizes who they are, realizes who Raphtalia is, because remember, Raphtalia was like a little girl on the first season and the last time that her friends, I assume, had last seen her. So now that she knows, she had to, I knew she was going to throw the fight. She was sitting there like blinking like, yeah, oh, here's my strongest attack. No for me, you know, blinking like crazy, which was like, okay, their fight's over. But then came the secondary part of the fight because her sponsor couldn't take no to her losing. And of course, him losing money. They end up fighting this person, which ends up being like a puppeteer like. They use strings and a lot of different puppets to attack with. Yet, when we thought the battle was over and they had won, come to find out, this person was like, kind of, not necessarily making fun of him, but was essentially trying to say, I'm a very weak person. And if you can't defeat me, then you're really gonna have some issues when fighting technically the waves is what they were trying to imply. Kind of saying how they know who he is. And it was a very surprising that was coming from that. So right now we have no clue who this masked person is. I will say they did make a slight appearance in the first episode. I did catch them. And if you're eagle-eyed, which I'm not going to show it, but if you're eagle-eyed enough, they are actually in the theme song as well, and which I did catch on, but I didn't say anything, but I won't point it out because I'll let you guys figure out where that is. Regardless, their fight was actually pretty amazing and pretty interesting because we don't know, are they going to be part of the big bad at the end of the season? Like they're someone they got to take down at some point in the season, which wouldn't surprise me because they did say they'll meet again at some point. And then of course the rest of the episode talks about the tiger siblings and what's going on with them, which is kind of the theme song for our next episode, episode 3. But I will say these first 2 episodes have been rock solid and have been great. So for anyone that was any doubters of Rising of the Shield Hero and what could be something that's happening in the future, these 2 episodes have been strong and have been pretty good. So I'm looking forward to what the rest of the season is going to be. If it's going to be kind of like half the season is this fighting arena or something, and then the later half of the season moves on to something else. I don't know, but right now, all I can attest to is what I currently have seen, and what I've seen, I have liked and enjoyed. And I mean, give it up for Raphtalia that was buffed by the electricity. That was, oh, that was so freaking sweet. I love the fact that Raphtalia, now that she has a sword and she's able, well, she had a sword before, but now that she actually has, she's considered a hero from another dimension, that she actually has powers and abilities. So she's not just playing, if you will. But that's probably going to be another discussion for a future episodes, because I have the feeling they're definitely going to be in a lot more fights and a lot more is going to pop off. And we can kind of go into detail about each of the characters a little bit more in the future. But right now, these have been amazing episodes. These have been pretty good. Naofumi is doing his best and doing very well getting these slaves together. And thus far, things are kind of going smoothly for him. I mean, as smoothly as he is concerned. No one's really tricking him and double crossing him as much. And with the whole merchants and stuff and everything that's happening, things have been, like I said, going smoothly. We'll see what happens the next episode. And as we meet the siblings, we'll probably learn more about them and how they will become a part of Naofumi's team, or land, if you will. Tell me what you guys think. Definitely awesome episode. I very much enjoyed it, and I hope the rest of the season ends up being just like this, just as good, if not with even awesome writing. You guys take care, be safe, hope you enjoy the analysis, but make sure you like the video. Make sure you are a subscriber for more on this anime and several others. We'll be back in the future. Take care, be safe, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.